Hello and welcome to Low Budget Gaming and welcome to another first Descendant video. So two videos in quick succession because we got the long awaited Rebalance patch today, and while the update is being downloaded I wanted to read through the patch notes because there's some interesting stuff happening here. Before I look into all the various Descendants that got buffs and nerfs, let's look at the new event. This is Blair ready for deployment. This is another 14-day login event. You get multiple items. On day 14, you get another Photon Imprinter so that if you have leveled up normal Blair, you can transfer the progress to Ultimate Blair. And Blair also got a buff in this pack. So as usual, you get various items. I won't read into this. Let's quickly go into the patch notes because that is where the juicy stuff is. So lots of changes here. I'll read through this and then I'll test them in the game as well. So starting with Lepic. MP cost reduction for the grenade throw. Overclock also has reduced MP and various other changes. Fire rate increased by 60%, and damage is also significantly increased. So that is Blair. Jayber. Now assault turret HP 100%, MP 100%, skill power 100, 175 is gone to 100. Reactivate damage is doubled basically. Immediate purge, explosion against quite a lot of increase here. AoE damage again significant increase. This is some juicy stuff. Like a lot of Descendants are getting big buffs. Now they did have the director's note at the end, which I will read because they're focusing on some numerical adjustments, let's say, and they said this is not just one patch that will fix everything. They will be doing multiple patches and multiple changes. So really exciting stuff. Now on to the main guy here, Blair. Burn damage has increased equally for all modules and skills. Burn damage has gone up from 40.45 to 80.9%. Okay, double basically. Blaze up, flame 36.4 to 72.8, 152 to 457, so much more than double. Deadly cuisine, giant fireball 407 to 1628. Small fireball 616% to 24, yeah, so 4 times roughly. Flame zone 36.4% to 72. Okay. Incendiary bomb, increased backdraft, classic chef, a truly deadly cuisine. Basically, you can see here huge improvements to numbers, basically doubled the damage output. And so, yeah, I'm actually currently building Blair, almost there, so will be fun to see. Luna, no adjustments as such here, but what we have, all skill damage has been adjusted equally for noise search for the module. So double here, and a little, not double, but a little more here. Okay. Next we have Esiemo. Now, to be honest, Esiemo, Luna, these people have not even played, so I'm not even sure, but we can still see the damage is increased, cooldown, time bomb has been increased a little bit, MP cost a little reduction, explosion range increased a little bit, explosion damage at level 4 has been increased significantly. So basically, as you can see here, what they have done is reduced MP cost, reduced the cooldown. You can see over here. So basically all of this here. Enzo, explosive drone stack cooldown has been reduced a little bit. MP cost, very tiny reduction. Damage has been increased. So that is like the skill we don't really care about, but they have buffed it quite a bit. Again, slight improvements to duration. So basically, having a quick glance, they have increased the damage, increased the range, reduced the cooldown, cost of MPs reduced. I don't know if Jayber over here is going to benefit much, but we'll see. Anyway, on to Ines. Now, this is the big one. She has seen some nerfs. So first up, the ability to hit targets behind terrain, behind cover, behind the walls, that has been removed. So you need to be in like clear line of sight. But besides that, chain lightning, cooldown has increased from 7 to 10 seconds. Base damage has been reduced slightly, again from 207 to 175. Additional damage to enemies inflicted with conductor has been reduced from 52 to 43.6. Again, minor adjustments over here. Lightning conductor, cooldown has been increased. MP cost has been reduced. Now this is the second ability that a lot of us don't really use. So they have increased the cooldown on that and reduced the cost on that, which is interesting. So basically they want us to use the second ability a bit more. Damage has been increased. Additional damage to enemies inflicted with conductor has been increased, almost double. Number of targets has increased. So basically, people spamming the first ability, they're trying to control that and they want us to use the secondary ability a little more, but they've also increased the cooldown so that you have a more balanced way of playing her instead of spamming her abilities that quickly. Snare Hunter, stack cooldown has been increased quite a lot from 30 seconds to 90 seconds. So the people who are spamming the fourth and just running constantly and doing a lot of damage, that has to stop now. Now the damage also has been reduced a little bit from 392 to 294. Continuous damage, again slight reduction. I don't think this will make too much of a difference. Current coils, again slight decrease. And then continuous damage interval from 0.5 seconds to 0.7 seconds. Again, all of these don't sound too bad on paper. I'll do some testing later on and see. Additional damage to enemies inflicted with conductor 16.4 to 12.3. Time of the hunting hounds. Floating lightning. Cooldown from quarter of a second to half a second. I think this should not matter too much. Stack cooldown 5 to 10 seconds. Again, we can use arcade tuning and some mods to adjust that. Doesn't seem that bad. Base damage has been reduced a little bit. Additional damage to enemies inflicted with conductor. Again, it doesn't seem that bad. It's like a 20% nerf, let's say, roughly 20-25%. So it doesn't seem that bad to me. And basically, hitting enemies behind walls, that has changed, and that should just make it a bit more cleaner to use. Keelan has some changes. Double the damage basically for void corrosion. Additional damage is also increased, double. Onslaught, double, again double here. Septic gust, well 3 times roughly. Blood rot, again, well 3 times. Acidic decay per stack, quite a bit more, again another 3 times here by the looks of it. Well, no less than 3 times. Then focus on prey, void erosion. If you see here, basically damage has been increased, sometimes double, 3 times, 4 times even sometimes. Onslaught, septic gust, mobile strike. So yeah, again will require testing. The main issue with Keelan is not the damage and stuff. It's basically the constant zoom style that gives people like me headaches. Otherwise, Keelan was not too bad to begin with. Ajax. So Ajax was the firearm explosive attack increased by 20%, 40%, 60% at each enhancement level. Void walk MP cost has been reduced. Base damage has been increased significantly from 578 to 2012%. Stun duration has been increased from 3 to 5. Expulsion cost, MP cost reduced. Base damage basically doubled. Enhanced skill damage also increased quite a lot. Most of the places you see damage increase, sub attack damage increase. So a lot of damage increases, a lot of duration increases. Yeah, basically. Kyle, what has he done? Again, damage increase here, more damage increase. So it looks like a basic buff in terms of the damage to most of the Descendants, and minor adjustments to MP cooldowns have been adjusted here and there. Okay, Bunny. Now this is a surprise. Bunny got a buff. So the Thrill Bomb, the first ability where she snaps her fingers and does damage, that will do a lot more damage now, from 156% to 683%. And maximum power has been increased quite a bit. So I've just recently built a Bunny, and now she's getting even more power. So it looks like Bunny is going to return to the top of the meta, perhaps. Electric Condense. Wow, I've been using Electric Condense. If you saw my video, I made a build with Electric Condense. It's gone up from 1946% to 4715%. Ooh, huge. More than double. Superconductor, electric charge, high voltage has also been increased. Base damage quite a bit. So these two are like the main mods that people use, high voltage and electric condense. So Bunny got a buff. Now Gley, let's see what they've done with Gley. Life sphere generation condition has changed. When Gley defeats an enemy, when Gley or an ally defeats an enemy. So before it was just Gley defeating an enemy, now it's whether Gley or ally defeating an enemy. Okay. Added a limit of 10 to the number of life spheres that can be generated. Explosive life, base damage, okay, damage frequency, okay, basically increased to damage. So Gley also kind of got a buff if you think about it. Content improvements. Fixed Ines chain lightning and floating damage to no longer attack the targets that are blocked by terrain. Okay, chain lightning and floating are removed if they hit terrain. Okay. Fixed an issue where the tooltip for Bunny's electric condense skill did not reflect the skill power modifier. Okay. That's just a tooltip, UI, UX, some changes to the shops. Here, event, yeah, we just talked about the event early on. Bug fixes, okay. Okay, nothing major here, minor adjustments. Okay, director's comments. This is important. Let's see. Um, the balance between descendants has been an important topic of discussion in the community. Recently, successive releases of new overpowered descendants such as Ines and Serena have caused some content being cleared way more easily than intended. We are taking this trend seriously, and this rebalance is our first step towards addressing the problem. So remember, this is a first step, first balance patch. It will require some tweaking. The rebalance focused on strengthening relatively underperforming descendants using as basis of performance of VSA, Valby, Haley. So these are like the baseline here, who are the current baseline. However, we recognize that some descendants simply tweaking some numbers are not enough to bring out the best in them. We believe the mechanics of certain skills may need to be reworked to achieve more meaningful performance improvements, but we had to adjust multiple descendants simultaneously, and we apologize for focusing on numerical balancing this time. So like we saw earlier, basically damage increase, MP reduction, range increase, cooldown reduction or adjustment, that is basically what they have done here. So no real changes to the abilities or how they work. They're just going to increase the damage. We understand that you may find some changes inadequate because of that, but we'll continue to review and implement improvements to skill structure and design. Conversely, we determined that some of the descendants whose performance significantly exceeded the baseline and could impact content structure needs adjustment. Ines is a prime example of this, and her performance is significantly above the baseline. So we made some adjustments in this patch. Serena's performance is also above the baseline, but not so much that it breaks the flow of content. So we have put the adjustments on hold. Serena is a firearm-based dealer who we believe is currently significantly exceeding the baseline, but since she hasn't been released for long, we would like to see more data before deciding on how to respond. Now, if I'm being honest here, I'm not playing a lot of Serena. She's good and she's fun, but I was still using Bunny, Frena, and Ines for most of the stuff that I'm doing. And I was also upgrading the arcade tuning for other descendants. So Serena is interesting if you like to use guns and if you just like to dash and do that stuff. But I don't think she's as broken in a way. I mean, she is broken, let's be honest, but you can still enjoy other descendants even if Serena is overpowered. That's what I'm trying to say here. So they are holding on Serena and Frena for now, but they'll see. Conversely, we determine, okay, we don't believe we can balance all descendants perfectly with this single patch. We'll continue to closely analyze post-patch data and make further adjustments to descendants that fall short of the baseline or are overperforming based on community feedback. We'll also fine-tune Serena's performance along the way. Yeah, we shall see, we shall see. I mean, if they go too far, there'll be backlash and they'll fix it. If not enough is done, they'll again get some feedback. So it's not too worry. I mean, no one group of people will influence them. They'll look at the data and adjust accordingly. With what they've done with Ines, I feel like it's a good adjustment. Like they haven't completely nerfed her into the ground, but things like hitting enemies when you can't even see them behind walls, that is not such a bad change in my opinion. Okay, we are also keenly aware that we have been releasing new descendants in an overpowered state. While the dev team does hope for new descendants to be in the spotlight, we don't want them to be released overpowered to the point of breaking down the content structure. Now, this is a good point. They do want to be overpowered. Like, we don't want them to be, this is what you see here. For the new descendants to be in the spotlight, obviously they want people to buy the new descendant. They want them to use the new descendant. Otherwise, what's the point if people continue using the old ones? So that is understandable. At least they're being honest here. But obviously, they don't want them to be so strong that you can just completely overpower the new content. We are looking internally at the reasons for this recurring issue, money, and we are working to improve our development process so that we can deliver more stable and balanced content in the future. Hopefully, with the new Season 3 revamp, this isn't as big an issue. We are deeply grateful to the players for their continued heartfelt feedback on the first Descendant. We consider this rebalance a step towards further refining the balance, and we'll continue to make adjustments and improvements based on play data and do our best to provide a better gaming experience. Additionally, in response to community feedback, we are currently working on improving Serena's wings so that they are no longer visible when she equips a common skin. Oh, thank you. The wings will only be displayed when she uses her skills, and this will be implemented in the 17th April patch. Thank you, thank you. This is a good adjustment. Like, so when you press the second ability or third ability, her wings will appear. Otherwise, she won't have the wings. I think only her base skin will probably have that skin. So I think that is good, much needed. So on the 17th, that will get adjusted. So overall, I think pretty good. What I'll do is, once the update finishes, I'll have a look at Ines, I'll run her and see if it's noticeable and if we need minor adjustments. Maybe if you did not take the cooldown node from the arcade tuning, you can maybe try that and adjust it. But I don't think this is going to completely cripple her. She still looks fine to me. But I'm curious to see what we can do with Blair. I'll finish building up Blair because I was testing Blair since I've almost finished building him. And he did feel a little weak. So this base power increase, this should be interesting. Anyway, let me know what you think. Very interesting patch. They have gone over a lot of Descendants here. Jayber, honestly, I don't think this is going to help Jayber much. Jayber needs a rework. But yeah, Lepic, I think, might be in good shape with this buff. And Bunny should be back to the top of the meta again. So, and you're getting free Bunny as well, the new players. So this is a great time to go back and build Bunny. Anyway, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think and see you in the next one.